Good morning. It's time for Comics and Coffee with Cliff. Our wonderful guest today, Cerece Rennie Murphy. Am I saying it right?
Yes, Cerece Rennie Murphy.
Yes, Rennie Murphy. Okay, good. Wonderful. First and foremost, before I give you your introduction time, I just want everyone to know that StreamYard is really toying with my emotions. You have this fabulous collection of work available on Amazon, and Order of the Seers, the Chronicles of Otto St. James.
Yeah.
So I don't even know where to start, but when I looked you up, I was like, oh my God. I was like, this is amazing.
I like to write.
I love it. So that's, oh wait, there we go.
Oh, look at all of that.
Yes, I thought I was actually showing it. Look, do you even have, is this bag yours too?
Oh my gosh. Yes. You can get that off my website, but I'm like, boy, Amazon is doing things.
Yeah.
What is happening right now?
I mean, listen, Amazon is a mixed bag, but look, they are showcasing you, and I love it.
That's crazy.
I absolutely love it.
Yay. Thanks, Amazon.
Larry, good morning.
Hey,
good morning, Mr. Scott. John, good morning. White Tiger, good morning.
Hello.
And of course, my beautiful friend, Bryant, Couch and Salcha with Sea Bizzle, good morning.
I love that. Good morning, everybody.
Thank you for being a member. And of course, everyone, you can check it out over on Amazon. And last but not least, for my members, I want to remind you that I am doing a giveaway this month for the members, and you could win this Jorge Jimenez slab Batman 91.
Wow.
Signature series. Yay. And other cool items that'll go with it.
Look at me, I'm all like, oh, that's cool. That's like,
I was like, it's the holiday season. So it goes like Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, which is also my birthday. So like I like to spruce it up. I like to spruce it up for Christmas and the New Year.
Oh.
All right. So we are going to put you in the position of power, and I'm going to start with your origin story. How did the calling of comics, fantasy, science fiction find you?
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, it started with my first crush. My first crush was Yoda. He's smart. He's strong with the Force, and I was 7. So, just getting all that together. But my mom took me to see Empire Strikes Back in the theater when I was 7 years old. And that was how it started. I was in love with everything about it. It opened up just a whole new world and a way of thinking about the world and my place in it. And I just never looked back. I think my mom at the time thought that sci-fi and fantasy meant children's. So if it was a sci-fi and fantasy movie, she took us to see it. But it wasn't always that. So I saw Dune in the theater. I saw Blade Runner in the theater. And my mom was like, oh my gosh, what's happening? But I ate it up. I was like, oh, no, Mom. I can explain to you what's happening right now.
Oh, wow.
And that just started me down a rabbit hole. And in terms
That's amazing.
It is. Like, I love it. And to this day, I introduced my mom over Thanksgiving to the Lord of the Rings movies. She'd never seen them.
Wow.
And we watched the first one, Fellowship, of course, extended edition, because what else are we doing? And she sat through all 3.5, almost 4 hours of it and was like, just like a kid. She's like, this is amazing. And I was so touched. And then I remembered, wait, this is the woman who introduced me to, why am I surprised that she loves this? It's because of her that I love it. So that's how I got introduced to it. In terms of comics, I didn't get started until I had my son. So I was late to the game because I was a book nerd as a kid. I was one of those kids that if you took me to a toy store, I'd ask for a book. Like I was that girl. And so I didn't really get comics because I was like, there are more words in a book. Like, why would I? But then I had my son, and I learned very quickly as he started to move from picture books to early reader chapter books, like how we lose our visual learners. And I was like, ding, 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 this is where comics come in. And so I started collecting comics then. And it's been a wonderful journey. Then when my daughter came, who's also a visual learner, like I was like, oh girl, I got you. Like I got all the comics.
Yes.
So yeah, that was at sci-fi conventions stuff. That's how I
It's so amazing. And and people, it's funny, right? Because visual learners, people don't realize that the comic books keep them reading, and it will lead them to books.
Yes, it will. Yes, it will. People come up to me now because I have children's books also when they're like, oh, I'm struggling to get my kid to read, and they only like graphic novels. I'm like, what do you mean? I like that counts. It all counts. Audiobooks count. I don't care. You want some people loving stories because, I got my kid into reading longer books through audiobooks because it was less intimidating. He got hooked on the story and he's like, yeah, let me get the series. I was like, like I thought.
I love that. I love that so much. And it's funny because these are things that have overlapped in my life. So with that, and we talked about this backstage, I actually had a friend last night at 1:45 we're chit-chatting. I'm telling him about my guest, and he's like, oh, like, because I'm telling him about the Zelda Awards and Virtuous Con, and he's like, oh, that kind of sounds exclusionary. And I was like, what do you mean? I was like, these awards, like this con, the awards, like these are people trying to fill the spaces because no one else is filling those spaces or acknowledging the talent in those spaces. And anyhow, I was very proud because I got through to him really quick. And he's like, nope. He's like, you said the words, I got it. It fired off in my head as soon as you said it, and I was so happy. And it was also one of those people, like, I didn't expect them to say something like this. And hey, it was 11:45 for both of us, But they came around. It was so cute. But yes, I love this. Let me try to share the screen properly this time.
Oh, you're doing a great job.
Thank you. All right. So here's the main website. And do we all see it yet? Let's see. No, we don't. There we go.
Yay. Oh my gosh. She's so pretty.
So there we go. Here's our main website. So this is your flagship event. So you're going to use Remo and Zoom for this online event, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's see here.
We're toying with air meat, but we'll see.
Right, we'll see. So I'm trying to see. There we go. I can see everything now. I was like, I got two monitors and I can still barely see everything.
Oh my gosh.
All right, we've got David Walker Eisner Award winner. Yes.
Yes.
Is it Anika Noni Rose?
It is Anika Noni Rose. Yes.
Okay. Right. I was going to say, I know her, Tony Award winner.
Yes. And Princess Tiana.
Yes. Stephanie Williams.
I know.
I was like, so what was the lure of the guest? It's like, don't worry, it's virtual. You can do it from anywhere.
Let me tell you, people will ask us, oh, why don't you do Virtuous Con live? And I'm like, first of all, there are lots of amazing live conventions and you should just go to them. We don't need to recreate, reinvent the wheel. But that is our big thing. That yes, everybody can be on their couch. Everybody, from the guests to the attendees to everybody in between. And meet from anywhere in the world. And we've had people log in from Japan. We've had people, hey, I love that.
Right? It's like, listen, whatever it takes. But also he loves Yoda. So it's just fantastic.
And Mr. Spock also, we can have a whole conversation about as a little girl.
Listen,
my dad was,
listen, Nichelle Nichols, I met her 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 30 seconds. It was so brief, but it was at Big Apple Con many years ago. And just what a lovely and graceful woman.
Yes.
Oh, amazing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I'm a huge Spock fan.
Oh, look at his origin story.
In the theater in Hat. Oh my God. I love that. I love that.
I'm so glad that your mom was there for you.
Yeah.
My mom was there for me in the sense like we watched all sorts of movies, right? And if it was more adult affair, like we always watched it together in the living room as a family.
Yeah.
And if something was too grotesque or too adult, she would always talk about it, be like, okay, let's review some of what we just saw, right? And she never, and I love this about her because, you know, my mom is like super Catholic girl, right? And
my mom too.
But my mom, you know, she grew up on Dyckman Street in New York City, you know, and she went to, oh my God, I forgot the name of the school, St. Mary's of something. And it was the Dominican nuns, and she wasn't, because she was Puerto Rican, she wasn't allowed to take Spanish classes. She was forced to take French, right? So like, it was just like the things back then. All the boys who were named Jesus all got English names, like Donald. So anyhow, but I love that my mom had this kind of upbringing, in a sense that, like, as she saw it affecting the world around her, she was like really devout to her faith, but at the same time really open-minded. And she worked for a publisher for a long time too, as the accountant for Grove Press, right? Oh, wow. And that was major. So that my mom's eyes were always semi-open to the world around her, but at the same time, being like a hardworking mother, her eyes were also semi-closed to the world around her, you know? So but it was enough. It was just that right blend where she didn't demonize anything. She always watched stuff. We always had conversations about it. So I just love that. And I love that your mom was taking you to stuff and like, oh my goodness, and you're explaining it to her. Like, I love that.
It was, Blade Runner, she was really quiet. She was like, oh my gosh. Hey everybody. It was just, she was a little concerned.
Yeah, no, and I get that, you know, and as my mom would have concerns, the first time we watched Terminator, she's like, ooh, okay, so what did we just see here? And I was like, well, this psycho machine from the future is trying to kill this woman so she can't have her baby.
Let's process this.
Yeah.
I love that about your mom. That is, I think it's so important. I try to do that with my kids, particularly now, because whether you know it or not, your kids are exposed. There was a way that you could kind of control what your kids were exposed to, and that is almost non-existent now. Yep. And so it's more important to me, like I always tell my kids, I want you to tell me the truth. I don't care if I like it or not, but if you're watching something or doing something, I need the truth, not what I like. I want the truth so we can process it together. Because I think it's not that they're never going to see anything or never going to hear anything. It's about, are you there to help them put it in the right context? Because the world is, whether we like it or not, and they have to exist in that space. Do they understand it? And if you're fortunate enough to have the kind of relationship you and your mom have, then you get to process with them. So you understood things in the right context.
Yes, absolutely. You know, and also just exploring ideas, like my brother explaining to all of us. It's like, no, the dude that time traveled is John Connor's father, right? And we're all like, ah.
See, there you go.
Because again, this is the 80s, and we are straight up watching this stuff as it came out on VHS, and we would run at 5 p.m. to the video store to try and beat the other families to grab what we could.
That's right. Know? They don't know about that these days. We were fighting in those Blockbuster streets.
You know what's really funny? When everything would sell out of Blockbuster, we were like, oh, we have to go to the more expensive place, right? Because the more expensive place, this stuff would still be there.
Yeah.
Because now it's like, well, you were too late for Blockbuster or whoever, you know, or Hollywood Video. So now you gotta come to us.
Yep. That is so fun. I forgot about Hollywood. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm taking us back. I'm taking us all the way back. But anyhow, let's look at your guest list, because first of all, your sponsors, phenomenal. All right.
We've been really honored. We've had some really amazing support.
I'm like, and oh my God, like, you're going to have a panel for Nubia. I love this.
Well, we have these are all the bottom is sort of like our previous panels. So we've
Oh,
had yes, Wilson Cruz on, we've had David Ajala. When Nubia first came back and Ella McKinney was doing, we had a whole panel and DC sponsored that. It was just amazing.
and let me tell you, I love her so much because she actually she did an interview with Carla, and she was like, I've got tons of Nubia stories inside me, tons. Like I'm ready for more. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, the world is ready.
She was such an early supporter of Virtuous Con.
Oh,
I mean, I'm
wonderful.
just really, really just grateful.
So so for anyone unfamiliar, they can go right to your website and do these replays.
Yeah, they are available. They are available. Yep.
That is wonderful. I love this. I love Wilson Cruz so much.
Yeah,
So much.
he was amazing.
In the early days of Twitter, he retweeted me a few times and my heart just melted.
I know. I mean, just so supportive. Just so supportive.
Oh my God, but he's such like a genuine and sweet person. Like I can't. Let's look at this full guest list.
Yes. And it's growing all the time. Like I don't even have all the people up yet, but yeah, it's so exciting. Especially now, I guess before Christmas, we have a wave of people who actually got back to me and we're like, okay, before the holidays, we're gonna talk to her.
Oh my God, look at her. I just love
I know.
Oh my God. He's another one. He is another one who first of all, Harriet Tubman Demon Slayer is so wild and fun, you know? And but he is such he's such a bright light of a person.
Yes.
You know, I loved it. Love him.
Yeah, if you had the chance to meet David in person, it's just like, I don't know, meeting the big brother that you always wanted, kind of like he's so welcoming and oh, hello, good morning. Yeah, he's just so welcoming and lovely and just exuberant. And I love that this is his headshot because that's exactly what it's like to meet him. He's just, so lovely.
Oh my God. And Stephanie Williams, man. Putting that work in.
Let me tell you, she is working. I read her Roots of Comic issue 1, and it is phenomenal. It is absolutely phenomenal. And she's got 2 more issues out, which I need to go and get right now. And I'm just so excited about that story and all the other things she's doing. She's going to be doing a comic with Lieutenant Uhura. Did you hear that? Yeah, it's like she's going to be taking a spin-off. She's just doing so much right now. So many amazing things. I'm thrilled to have her.
You said it's called Root of Comics?
Root of Madness.
Oh, Root of Madness.
Yeah. I could show you. I have variant covers and everything. It's really, really.
Oh, don't. I already.
You already pulled it up, honey. You're like, I'm here.
Up the Ignition Press announcement and everything. I'm like, all right, let's do this, Stephanie Williams.
It is amazing. It is amazing. And she's doing a bunch of other stuff too. Like I said, she's out in these streets.
No, she is. She's always working. This is so great. What an amazing everything. And look, you still have sponsorships open.
Yes, we
do. Become a vendor.
Yep. You sure can. Absolutely.
You know, there's still merchandise to buy.
Yes. We are doing all the things.
I love it. This is so great. So I don't know if you've been following the latest adventures of Black Panther, but we're back in space with Black Panther, you know?
Oh,
and maybe the first issue of the latest series may have been a little bit lackluster. We're gonna see how it goes. But a bunch of my friends I don't like Black Panther in space. I don't understand. And I was like, it's Afrofuturism, damn it. Afrofuturism, and I'm here for it. We are supporting Black Panther, whether Wakanda's on Earth, in space. I don't care.
That's right. It's like you got to enjoy the journey. And it's okay if you're not here for if you don't relate as well to different parts of the journey, but understand it's the creative process and you got to explore.
Absolutely. These people are so funny. give me ducks. So typically we do like a duck race at the end of the month on the Council of Comics, but I do have a subscriber giveaway as well. And oh my God. Do you ever just find yourself surrounded by comics and go, what's going on over here?
So more with books, but because my comics I'm more intentional with. But my books I just click and buy. Like,
They're just there. They're just constantly reminding you, hey, we exist too, don't we?
But I love them. I love them all. I'm somebody who doesn't throw away anything that I read.
I have a where are you, big boy? I know you're here somewhere. So for my there it is. All right. Hashtag Transformers. There you go, everybody. Hashtag Transformers. So for my subscriber giveaway, there's going to be a few comics, but this Transformers slab is going to be included as well.
Oh my gosh. Look at that.
Oh no, Mr. Spock. You made the joke, but now we're doing it. So this will put you in my subscriber duck race. And we'll probably be doing that next week because on my birthday, January 1st, I'm going to have a noon live stream. We're going to have some fun.
Oh, that's amazing.
So that's it. So look at, is anyone even collecting? I can't even see. I'm getting old and blind. I hate it. Look at this, 0 entries. I'm like, no, start using it. Do it. Look at Mr. Spock going, no.
See?
You know what? I'm just going to torture them now. That's it.
That's right. You have to. I mean, that's what it is.
That's okay. I'll still have something for the subscribers anyway. Let me go back to. Oh, he said happy birthday, January 1st, baby. I'm the best. I'm the best of Capricorns.
Yes, you are.
All right, so we got VirtualCon tickets. You can get your tickets here.
Yep.
The art of resistance is the theme. Loving that.
Thank you. Yeah, it just felt like in this moment we kind of need to
remember that the arts are important.
That art's important, that resistance is not just sort of protesting and being angry. Resistance is also joy, like it's community, it's so many things, you know, in this moment where it's so easy to just feel a lot of despair.
Yes. You know, and I was gonna say, and that is very much a thing. Look, Pops already entered. Good for you, Pops. But you know, it's funny because that is why so many comic book YouTubers, why we're here, right? Because for a lot of people, this is where they found their community.
Yep.
Right. For some of us, it's an extension of our community, right? Like for me, it's an extension of my community. I have my comic book shop guys, you know, and we talk shop, and you know, we even have our own. This, me being here, all started with us doing Council of Comics together. And then like I was just showing up in other people's chats, and you're like, yeah, who is this guy? And I'm like, you know what? I obviously have to give my channel a name because like people are just like, who is this guy? I'm like, I'm not having any of this. I'm not having the who is this guy. I'm just like, let's fix this immediately. And then Cliff on Comics was born. But I just really feel strongly, and I've seen this because I could tell how strongly people feel, right? Like across the board, or like the moment someone hasn't been like in the chats like for a couple of days, like the online search party begins, you know?
I love that.
Or I'll get DMs. It's like, Cliff, no one's seen you stream for 4 days. Are you alive? I'm like, I'm in Canada. Like,
you can't help it. You're loved. You are loved.
Yeah,
you know?
no, right? I'm like, I feel so loved. But I'm like, I'm visiting family right now.
I love that. But we need that. We need that now more than ever.
And I think some people, like, there's an overrating, underrating of it. And then, of course, there's also this strange middle ground where there's people who like they want recognition, you know, because like a lot of people work really hard in their YouTube channels because they love it, but there is still that part of you that would like a little bit of recognition. And I think that we're working on that, you know, more and more each year.
Yeah.
You know, just amongst ourselves. And of course, look at me taking over. I'm just like, you're just doing such an amazing job here.
No, you're great. I mean, but what you're talking about is exactly the point.
Yeah.
It's about coming together as a community and recognizing each other.
Yes, absolutely.
That's exactly, you're right on point, my love. You're right on point.
Thank you. So yes, I love what you're doing here. I love that it's after Valentine's Day, so nobody has to bring that Valentine's Day resentment into the weekend. And
oh my gosh, that's a whole other show.
It is a whole other show.
Yeah.
I love it. I absolutely love it. God, we curate authentic live interactive experiences. I just love it. And I'm actually looking forward to it. I hope I'm not away. I hope I'm not away that weekend, and I'll be like, I'm trying to log in from my laptop.
Thank you. Well, that's one of the reasons why we are considering another platform for the virtual, like interactive piece, because it has more, we're looking for something with more mobile capability. So literally you could be anywhere and you could just be listening on your phone, or you could be visiting the virtual booths, because our artists are live in their virtual booth. So it's not like you're just going to be clicking a bunch of links or nothing like that. You're actually going to peruse an actual virtual space, and you can double click and move between the booths, and the artist is there. You're going to be buying directly from them. They have I know everybody knows like a whiteboard function where they can actually design their virtual booth, and they do. So you can click on it while you're talking to them, and they can explain things to you. So it's very, very much, it's as close to an in-person experience as you can get in a virtual platform. So, but we're looking for more capability and capacity around mobile, because we have a partner that I can't announce who's actually in Cameroon, and they're looking to market there, and they're like mobile capability, because everybody's not necessarily sitting on their laptop or has that kind of access, but everybody has a phone.
And let me guess, Cameroon has a market for this, but limited access to this arena, right?
Yeah, so we're really, so looking at that mobile capability for our show is really important. And again, and I think about us, the benefit of being virtual and all of us being able to meet from wherever we are. Like, we have a vendor who lives in Japan, and this is the only convention that he does. Wow. And he's like, it's my opportunity to not just meet fans. He's like, but I get to talk with other creators. And that's the other thing that I didn't kind of anticipate in doing this. It's like how much people use it to like just connect with, which is very much like an in-person convention. You know, artists are always
let's be real about that. In-person conventions, people have difficulty meeting up because they're usually a one-person show manning their booth.
Yeah.
So they don't get to make the connections. And maybe if they're lucky and they have somebody helping them out with their booth, they will do their whip around the last day of the show and see who they hook up with. Or maybe if they've made a couple buddies previously, it's like, oh yeah, let's get together after Friday night or whatever. But most of the time, like, I'll be talking to some of my favorite artists, you know, like Jamal Igle. I'll be like, oh my God, it's so good to see you. I was like, hey, did you know so-and-so's 2 aisles over? He's like, no, because I'm trapped here for the weekend.
That's me. Yeah, I'm never. Yeah, so it's that is also a beautiful aspect of it. And we have creators who have health issues and different abilities, and rarely do they get to go to an in-person convention. But here, because of our format, we can accommodate them.
No, and it's amazing. And you know, it's so funny too, because sometimes we don't even realize that, right? We don't realize how a set of accommodations can accommodate so many people.
Right.
You know? And I feel like that's just missing in our world. And also, like, sometimes it's not obvious. Like, years ago, when I was working in a supermarket while going back to school for, you know, IT, I'm setting up this shelf, and there's pre-peeled oranges and pre-chopped stuff, and I'm just loading the shelf, and I wasn't thinking about it. And this woman comes with her mother, and they're so grateful because, you know, arthritis and tennis elbow and all this, they can't chop, they can't peel, like they need these items, you know. And I was thinking of it as a convenience item, but in reality for them it was like, no, this is like serious for us, you know. And then of course I started paying attention to them and knowing when they shopped on Sundays, so I always made sure that, like, well, I would slowly stock. And like, as soon as I saw them, like, look, this just came.
Oh, that's so wonderful. See, just community, people looking out for you. It's just, that's beautiful. I'm glad you were able to do that.
Me too. All right. I don't think anyone else other than 3 people is joining my Transformers duck. So let's see what's going to happen.
Come on.
Oh, Mr. Spock, look at you.
Ooh, Mr. Spock and Yoda. See, you just got the best of like all the worlds.
So much.
Because my dad was a huge Star Trek fan. But I didn't understand why Spock wasn't running everything. But I'm not trying to start a fight up in here.
No, we can't. We can't do that. No. I'm going to make a file, December ducks. And this is funny because we have we have 2 documents going for ducks for the Council of Comics every month.
Ooh.
And so 2 months ago we shipped out to, oh my God, I can't remember last month this guy Tony, he won both packages. He's getting it. We assume the 2 packages together are going to be about $300 and something. But the gentleman the month before, he made a video and he put everything into CLZ, and CLZ told him the value was about $270, right? And I was like, oh my gosh, that's so impressive. I'm like, why are we spending all this money? And
oh my goodness.
You're like, the duck race is the best part. But so we don't allow you to win the subscriber one 2 months in a row. If you do come up in the duck race, you just we give you a small thank you in place of the big package, and then we give the big package to the runner-up. But you can win the subscriber and the members at the same time, right? Ooh. So Tony won both at the same time, so he is getting 2 big freaking luscious packages.
I love that.
You know, look at this. God is going to bless you one day, Cliff, for what you did for the 2 ladies.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Listen, as much as I have tremendous emotional ups and downs, I do know that God still blesses me. So that's it, you know, especially with my mom reminding me literally every day, every morning. My mom is like, you see how God is good with a parking spot for us right by the door. You know, I was like, yes, because all the prayers for God to battle cancer, he's taking care of our parking spots right now. And she's like, stop being so cynical. I'm like, okay, I love you.
That is fun. Hey, I don't believe in a God that's afraid of questions. So,
right. You know, like I was
you keep questioning.
Exactly. Keep questioning. It's a good thing. And I'm not even going to get into that. There's a lot of really interesting people I met in my life. I met a woman. I'm going to talk about this one woman because I really love her. I met her at a social gathering of a friend of my mother's. But she is, so she's a physicist. Let's start with that. And a woman of color and a woman of faith. And so somebody was really getting into it at the table, because that's always what freaking happens when my mom's friends get together, and someone will always say something that crosses the line. But she was so eloquent and amazing and down to earth. And she goes, listen, when I do my work, I have to leave I have to leave everything at the door to do my work. She's like, my faith, everything. She goes, that has to be at the door for me to do the work. She goes, but I do believe this. She goes, as I do my work and I look for answers, I feel that it is bringing me closer to God every day. And I was like, oh my God, why are you so amazing?
I absolutely agree with that. I was telling, I don't think I've ever shared this out, in public, but I always say, I think if God had a religion, it would be science.
Right, because like it's like, hey, these are the building blocks that I use.
Right. It's like God giving you the cliff notes. So
Yeah.
I don't really get like the people. I understand that there's gaps in our understanding, but that doesn't mean there's gaps in truth. Like science is a fact. Like there are things that you can observe and this, that, and the other. And I, as a person who is deeply spiritual, but not at all religious, I think it's such a blessing to be able to get these cliff notes, these little insights into how our universe is created. And the more you study, the more you realize like how deeply things are connected. And I think that's a really spiritual truth. So
it's amazing. And my obviously my mom's family, everyone was super spiritual.
yeah.
Right. And my great aunt, my mom's aunt, she was into everything, and she was another amazing person. And one of her best friends was gay, right? And she would do she would do fortune telling for him on the weekends. She would read tea leaves, and she would do tarot cards. And of course, people outside the family frowned upon this.
Yeah.
And she didn't care. She just did what she had to do, met with him. She loved him. They laughed, they joked, and my mom was like, she's like, yeah, that was like kind of the first gay person I ever met. And I was like, oh, really?
There are so many faith systems that have existed thousands and thousands of years before what we understand, what are the most popular faith systems now. And I just think it's important to respect people's understanding. I love that. I think it's a Quaker phrase, the God of your understanding.
Yes.
Like, I think that's a really deep and powerful sort of phrase to express, and just respect the God of people's understandings. And I think that, none of us knows for sure. And so we need to be really humble in how we, support and respect other people's journeys.
I 100%. And I have a friend who's been, well, more Brad, good morning. I have a friend who's been in AA recently, right? And they went into AA, like having been sober for a couple of months, but felt like they were like bare knuckling it.
Yeah.
And they flat out went to the first meeting and straight up said, like, I came here because I am looking for support. Like, I've been sober for 2 months because like I realize it's bad for me, but also like I don't have people to talk about it with. Yeah. Right. And so anyhow, he's finding people there, and they're all different, whatever, but he's made a couple of acquaintances, right? And they've shared a lot. And he really, so one thing he's become really big on is about making proper amends, right? So one of the gifts that he felt that this has given him is about taking some self-reflection in what he did in the things that he's done when he was not his best self when drinking, and trying to go back and be like, look, I don't need you to even be my friend again, but I want to make some sort of amends. I did something and like it was really not cool, and I really want to try and find a way to make it up to you. Yeah. So like, and that's been good. And so far, one person has been receptive to him. One ex-girlfriend, he said it was the most awkward thing of his life. She agreed to meet him for breakfast, said her boyfriend would be there, right? He met them, sat down with her and the boyfriend, and acknowledged how difficult he made things because of the drinking. And the dude is just sitting there, and he's like, he didn't feel threatened by the guy, but he was like, it's so uncomfortable. I'm like telling this woman like, hey, I know about this and this and this, and I know how awful that must have been. And then, of course, she brought up things that were not on his radar.
Wow.
Right? Because, again, he had been drinking. And, like, all of this is being hashed out on the table, you know.
In front of stranger boyfriend.
In front of this stranger. But, again, he was trying to respect her. Because he's like, I'm the one coming trying to make amends. And it's like, and this is what she asked for. Who am I? You know, oh no, you should meet me alone. Trust the guy who was a really awful turd to you. I mean, irresponsible turd. Thank God he never went too far, right?
Yeah.
But like irresponsible, So they hashed it all out.
Wow.
But
I'm proud. I'm proud of your friend though, because
I'm so proud of him, and he's proud of himself because he didn't think he could do it. Yeah. You know, and he said it was very difficult having the conversation. And he's like, and this dude is just sitting there, just drinking his coffee and eating a pancake and looking at me.
He really wanted to make amends. See, that's sincerity right there. That's
right. And honestly, it was for the best because they could see the sincerity because Jay acknowledged just the fact that he's like, okay, let's do this and let me bare my soul in front of the stranger. Like they acknowledged like how much it took for him to do that. So anyhow, it looks like he will be going to their wedding. So that's really nice.
Okay. See, and got a wedding invitation out of it.
Yes. Well, that's because the conversation reopened. Yeah. You know, and they decided that they liked the new him. You know, and they also told him that they want to be supportive in his journey. So
that's wonderful.
And I was like, this is such a beautiful thing.
That is. And just the ability for people to really when we risk vulnerability and when we're open, like the ability for kindness is just so powerful.
It is.
And it's so important. Like, I'm so glad you told that story because who knows who's listening, who needs to hear that, like, there is a path towards healing. And it is possible that people can accept your apology. Like, it's possible. You know what I mean? If you're willing to take the risk. It's not guaranteed, but like we need to hear that because we're such in a world where it's like everybody's angry at everybody else. Like I always say, like if you listen to the news, like it's amazing we all make it to the gas station and back. Like because everyone we clearly all hate each other. You and I definitely should not be talking right now. Like all the people, all the love in the chat, like people, you know, greeting other folks that come in. Like y'all are all supposed to be hating each other. Did you not get that memo? Like, you know what I mean?
And listen, there are difficult conversations that happen behind closed doors, you know, but because of the friendship, because we want to support each other, you know, we try to hang in there, you know, and it's really funny because like you will find some of us who are on opposite ends of the political spectrum, but you messed with our boy and forget it. It's like, nope, someone messed with our boy. That's it. We're there.
Absolutely. And that's part of the challenge of sort of the push towards isolationism now, because that's always been true. You've always had people with different opinions and this, that, and the other, but there are places where you meet. And through that meeting, like your conversation late last night, through that meeting, you can develop understanding, not necessarily agreement, but just like understanding, because it's so easy to think the other person who thinks differently, like is just the worst person ever. But the reality is that the worst person has done good things and the best person has done really bad things. That is just true. And if you don't believe me, just wait till you get my age. You know what I mean? Like life will humble you.
We are all someone's hero and someone's villain.
Right.
You know? And it is, and that's just a sad and tough truth, you know, and even with creators who, you know, who've come under fire under recent years, like I felt bad because I'm like, every interaction I've had with this person has been so positive and so amazing. And like, but clearly I also believe these other people that
both things can be true.
Yeah, both things can be true. So there is one gentleman who worked at DC and you know, the ladies didn't care for how he talked to them. And he did go, and he specifically went to rehab. Like as soon as this came to light, he actually went to rehab for his behavior. And I still adore him. And I think he's great. And like I feel like he's slowly coming back out of the shadows. And I'm so glad it was not a large scandal. You know, it was really just one of those things of like, oh, but he made so many people uncomfortable. I'm like, okay, granted. Right? Like I was like, I believe it. I'm sure he's learned. And also the fact that when I talked to him, I feel like he did learn something. Right?
People change and grow. You just have to see it. You can't just kind of, it's not the lip service. You have to see the growth and see the change. But it's the nuance of it is difficult. But that is life. Like the difficult conversations you're having in your communities, that is actually life. You know what I mean? It's not all.
It is so hard. And let me tell you, it's so funny because I am like, oh my God, the difficult conversations are so difficult. But also I've had so many difficult conversations that I've gotten through just because I had to have them, where they were just inescapable, And but I think the ones that we have to work our way into the difficult conversation, that's the true difficulty. I actually think if we're just like slammed with the truth, I actually think we probably could do better in those. In my experience, I'm like, oh no, this is happening now. Okay, deep breath, let's go.
I mean, what I think is, I agree with you, but maybe that's because you've done a lot of work. Like some people need prep. You know what I mean? And I think you have to take care of yourself. Like I think not every conversation is for everyone. Like in conversations where you have to defend your basic humanity, I think that's I know for me, that's a conversation I'm going to opt out of because I'm not explaining my humanity to anybody. But like other conversations where I'm adjacent to the issue, like I can go in because I have more sort of mental separation. So I think everybody has to like choose your adventure. You know what I mean? In terms of where you can really lean in and where you're like, I'm not compromising. I'm not going to spend an hour explaining why I'm a human being to somebody. Like, because that's very damaging.
Like the worst.
It's the worst. But like at the same time, like if we don't have truth, you can't ever get, like somebody has to say the thing they're really thinking. Right? Or you're always talking around it and you never actually get to understand and you never get to change if someone isn't able to actually say whatever the awful thing is that they're thinking so that you can actually deal with it as opposed to, so it's hard. It's hard, but everybody can't be a part of those conversations. I know I can't be part of some of them.
No, right. No, it's difficult. But, I respect my friends who sometimes say, Cliff, I'm having this really awful thought, right? And they'll tell me. And it's like, does that make me a bad person? I was like, no. I was like, do you want to act on that awful thought? And they're like, well, no. Like, there's the other part of my brain telling me like, oh my God, no, don't you do that. And I was like, well, then that's the part of you reminding you you're a good person. I'm like, let's start with there. Let's applaud the part of your brain being like, no, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
But those are like some of my best conversations. And I am so lucky to work with the women I'm working with because, like, again, we're all very different. And of course I'm the only dude, but but we're all very different, but it is to our benefit. We have like really good conversations. We're all a little bit better for it. And we actually did our office Christmas party hibachi last night.
Oh,
right. So first we did Secret Santa, which was amazing. So our intern got me a Secret Santa. And her and her partner laser cut, stained, and assembled Superman and Wonder Woman logo ornaments for me.
What? You are winning, my friend.
And that was a bonus because her and her partner bought me the Bristol steamer that was on my wish list. She goes, well, I had to do something with superheroes because you love superheroes so much. But she goes, but everybody needs a steamer. I love my steamer. So
it is. If you are not, I'm a convert. Yeah. Because I grew up having to iron a lot and I hate to iron now. So,
but the fact that I blasted my kitchen sink with this thing and I was like, oh,
yes,
like everything's coming off.
Everything's coming off.
I love it. So I'm so.
Oh, you mean the cleaning steamer? Yeah, that thing is.
It has both attachments. It has both attachments, so I can blast the kitchen sink and then go into.
You are winning, my friend. Look at you. You are winning.
Like, it's insane. I was so happy, and my mom is like, "Oh my god, you people are so crazy." But anyhow, so like again, it's the intern, and we don't really know each other that well. But I jumped up to hug her. She goes, "Oh my god, okay, we're hugging," and I was like, "No, this is amazing."
That's beautiful.
It is. And it's like, and again, I'm looping all this back to community, being in a great environment, but also like, look what you're doing with Virtuous Con. You are creating that for people, you know?
You're never too young to be excited about cleaning products.
Listen.
But yes, you are very young to be excited.
I'm going to be 48 in a few days. So
oh my gosh, congratulations.
Yes, thank you. I love being a year closer to death. And
or you've completed all that life. We could look at it that way.
I know, but you know, I'm a New Year's baby, and as I've explained to my friends, being a New Year's baby means that this time of year is just an existential dread asteroid, you know, like every year, as soon as Thanksgiving ends, I'm like, oh my god, Christmas is my birthday. Oh my god, another year. And I was like, it's not just a year, it's also a year of my life. And I'm like, oh my god, am I gonna be Mark Twain, born with a comet, die on the comet? And like, it just starts happening.
Wow.
And it's like, you're 48. What have you really done with your life? It's like, you haven't been to Spain yet. You haven't been to Italy yet. It's like, you have two failed relationships. It's like, is anyone really going to love you? Do you look too young to be a daddy? What's going to happen? You don't make enough money to be a daddy.
Wow.
And then sometimes it'll do it to the rhythm of a Shakira song. So I can make a song out of it, you know? You know, I'll be walking around our house whenever, wherever, we'll never be together.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Well, no. This is why
I pay a therapist.
That's good.
And why I work in an office where we help other people with their mental health needs, so that I can try and use some of those techniques on me.
That is, hey, we'll get it any way we can. I love the circle of learning. Yes, I do.
Yes. Like, oh my, so the other day I accidentally, and I do mean accidentally, I was looking for a cord. I was looking for an HDMI cable in the office, and I overheard our clinic director talking with my boss. And I'm like, oh no. So I get the cord and I run past my other friend's office, and she goes, what's wrong? And I was like, oh my God, I just heard them talking and blah, 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 blah. And she goes, well, what do you think that means? And I was like, I don't know. And she goes, okay, you're catastrophizing. Let's dial it down.
I was thinking because my daughter taught me that word, catastrophe. Yes, you are.
And all this for an HDMI cable so that I could play a Christmas movie for the clients. Oh my God.
Oh my gosh. No, it is. I mean, you know, when I think about, I'm 53, and every year I get older, I think about all the people who didn't get to live, like this year, 53 seconds or 53 days or 53 months.
I can't. I lost my aunt and uncle within 3 months of each other this year. So she passed in January while I was at Virtuous Con.
Wow.
So Virtuous Con, I was like hitting my groove on Saturday, and just as I was hitting my groove, I stopped to break and recharge my phone, and I saw my uncle Clifford post about my aunt passing. So I called my mother immediately, and she goes, why are you calling me? And I was like, what do you know from Canada? She goes, what do you know from Canada? You know? And then it was also, that was the same week as my niece who's here in New York. It was one of my nieces here in New York. It was her high school graduation, so we could not go up. And then her husband, my uncle, we saw him one last time because I always go for Ottawa Comic-Con. So we went up for that, and then he was in the hospital, but we saw him and he was looking pretty good, right? But just a couple weeks later, you know, he passed away of a heart attack at home. You know, we also felt like the hospital just kind of sent him home too quickly. I'm like, the man is 84.
Wow.
and battling an eye infection and gout and
Ooh.
leukemia at the same time. But even to his last day, talkative, semi-mobile, I tell people, like, look, I know his wife passed away and it was super sad. I was like, but he still wanted to be here. He loved his daughters, he loved his grandkids, he still wanted to be here.
Yeah.
But we had a beautiful time when we visited with him in the hospital. Thanks, Pops. Look at this. Oh, look at this, Mr. Spock.
Thank you, Mr. Spock. We try.
So, anyhow, so when we visited in the hospital, it's just my mom and me, because, you're taking turns with visitors. And of course, I'm very, you've seen how I am. So it's like, don't be too loud. Don't talk too much. So I'm there with him. And he's going back and forth with my mother because they're the same age. He goes, but you look so good. She goes, oh, please, I'm wearing a wig. He goes, even without the wig. He goes, you look so good. And I said, you know what, Uncle Don? I said, you could look this good too if you convince your grandson to massage you butt cheek to shoulder and back again, like I do for my mother every other night. You would probably look younger. And he laughed so hard, right? And it just made me feel so good that I had this really good laugh with him. And then we got up. My mom gave him a kiss on the forehead. I shook his hand a little bit. I gave him a light shoulder hug. I told him I loved him. He's like, I love you too. And I thanked him for paying for brunch again. 3 years he paid for the whole family brunch.
Oh,
right.
Wow.
And then that was it. And so I'm glad we had that last interaction. But that was very tough. And then when we went to the funeral home, they entombed both of them together. So they had my aunt's ashes, and now they had his ashes. And my sister had sent a rosary for my aunt, but it got there too late. But it came in time. It had come in time for this. So they wrapped the rosary around the two urns and put it into the wall together. And forget it. Like, I'm getting chills talking about. I lost it. I'm like grabbing my mom, like, oh my God. Like, it was, and of course, everyone around us, it was very hard for them. But I took a picture for my sister so she would know how beautiful it was. But I don't know. I guess there's a little bit of catharsis in it, but at the same time, like, this was a difficult year, but that was like the proverbial cherry on top that I wasn't looking for. Right. Wow. So I was like, so after that, I'm like, yep, I'm done with 2025. Let's wrap this up.
Yeah, no, I know. And we felt that way about like several years in a row now. It's just like, yes. That is really tough. I'm sorry for your loss. That's really a lot to have to absorb in such a short period of time between their deaths.
My cousins, like 62 and 60, and like, I wrote to him, I said, I can't imagine what you're going through, because it doesn't matter how old you are. Losing two parents back to back does take a tremendous toll.
I can't. I have both my parents. My mom is 81. Both my parents are 81. And it's,
Well, again, those back massages.
Those back massage, that's what I need to do.
Be like, I heard I got to rub you butt cheek to shoulder every night.
Butt cheek to shoulders. All right. I'm going to work on that.
Oh, well, my mom complains about back pain, and I've got that CBD cream. And so we've been doing that. So, and by the way, she just got back from Florida. And last night, after 11, my conversation at 11:45, I went to check on her, and she's just like, oh, thank you, Rob. It's coming soon. So I went to go check on her. She's like, my back still hurts. I'm like, all right, roll over. Let's do this. Oh my God. I've never had a back massage take years off my life from front massages, maybe. No, adding years to your life. Yes. She out to 3,000. And good morning, Christina. Good morning.
Good morning.
But anyhow, thank you for letting me share with you on the time that I requested from you.
No, we're talking.
It is so good. Is there anything more you want to share about the con?
Oh my gosh. Well, for those who just sort of joined, I'll just tell maybe a little bit about Virtuous Con. It's an online sci-fi convention that celebrates the excellence of BIPOC creators in comics, films, books, graphic novels, any sort of speculative fiction media form. And we're having our next event February 21st and 22nd of 2026. And it's all virtual, so you can join from anywhere. And we're going to have some really amazing guests. And I hope that you will join us. We're going to have some really interesting conversations. Hopefully, we're going to be enjoying some games. There'll be about 30 vendors, probably, that you can meet live, and comic book creators and artists and authors and people who are selling apparel, like all kinds of cool stuff, and everything. So yeah.
And look at this amazing lineup of guests.
Yes, and this is just the start. Like I said, we haven't even gotten everybody on the website yet. So
oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And of course, you can get, I properly have everything in the description of the video. I made sure, you know, you can do it. Look at this. There's your VIP package that you can get.
Yes.
The early bird ticket is still available.
Yes.
All right.
Through the end of this month, then
yes,
the ticket price goes up.
So all of this is still accessible for everybody. And of course, it's Saturday the 21st and Sunday the 22nd. Yeah. You don't have to leave your home to enjoy all of this. You know, look at that. Christina Payne's already on it in the chat. I love
Thank you so much.
You know, so like she's the finest of moderators. And but no, this is like, it is just such an amazing thing, and I'm so glad that we're seeing. I'm so glad we're seeing more, because it is really difficult. It is not easy to put these things together. It is a full-time job to put these things together.
It is. And I've been, this is the first time I left, I left working for other people in May of this year. And so it's the first time that I'm able to like put my full focus on it. But I was also publishing 2 books this year. So like it's like it's been a big year for me. A very, like you, a very difficult year. But I really wanted to do this because of, you know, what we've been talking about. It's like community. Like so many folks are hurting. There's so much uncertainty. There's such a need for hope and connection. And I really wanted to do this. I mean, when I think about artists, you just think about AI and like the fear with all of our visual artists, and about like, what does this mean? And our authors who are like having their work and stolen, and like the ability just to come together. And we're going to have 2 panels on it, actually, to the ability to come together and talk about that. Not from a place of fear, because it is here. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not going anywhere. Like, the cat is all the way out the bag.
Yeah, I was going to say, you know, it's so funny. Mr. Spock is like, well, resistance from what? Because, like, resistance is broad. But how about we can start with AI? Like, that's, as creators, AI is just this tremendous threat that's just there. Like, Disney is like, yeah, we just put $1 billion into AI.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, I think resistance, that's a great question. It's resistance against despair. It's resistance against disconnection. It's resistance against the idea that we are not all valuable. Like each and every one of us doesn't have something to contribute to the fabric of our society. All of that, all of those are messages that we are contending with right now. That somehow one human being is worth more than another. The idea that, you know, our work as artists is just something to be fed into like literally you can steal somebody's work and that is completely fine. And then they can repackage it and sell it back to you. Like what? Like copyright? Like it's just, it's all like so many things. And the resistance that I'm talking about is just like, you can see it in her hair. It's resilience, it's protest, it's vision, it's creativity, all of those, it's hope, like all of those, it's community. And that's at the top of her afro. Because now more than ever, we need to resist all those forces that are keeping us from connecting with each other, understanding each other, and pushing forward a vision where we all can be. Resistance is futile. You know, I don't know about, I think I would believe that except for history.
Well, look, please don't turn me into computer grease. Like, you know, so I was gonna say, I want you to know that like Rob is a bit of a comedian. So just like
I know, I love that. I love that. I absolutely, but that's out there.
yes.
And if you don't answer that, like I said, I would believe that except for history. We are all here right now because of resistance, because of people who refuse to believe one narrative and were determined to create another. It's one of the reasons why I'm so passionate about speculative fiction, because speculative fiction is all about what is possible. It is all about what is possible. It's about imagining a different, unique scenario, future, like all of it. And I think if you want to change things for the better, the first thing you have to be able to do is conceptualize it. You have to be able to imagine it. And I think that's why that phrase is so powerful, because it's like the opposite of imagination. It's the idea that you should just accept, like just accept. And if we want a different world, we have to imagine it first before we can create it. And I think, yeah, so I love, that's what this is really about, is bringing us together to reaffirm and encourage each other to do. Yes, absolutely. It is a tool.
Yes. Right. But this is the problem. It's not going to control us, but there are people who are going to use it to control us.
Right. Well, there are decisions we have to make, and we have the power to make those decisions. It was so crazy. I was listening to my son talk to his friends. They're all in their freshman year of college. They're finishing up their first semester. And he's talking to his friends and they're debating AI. I'm in the kitchen cleaning up or something. And he's trying to explain to them that AI is not a source, it's a tool. And they're like, no, it's a source. So like if they're writing their papers and they can be like, Chat GPT said, yes,
right,
it does, but
it's
also
not perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, no, but the fact that people keep moving forward is also a history of resistance. Absolutely. Yeah, we are constantly, and that's humans are very consistent in their brutality, consistent in their fallibility, but we're also consistent in our resistance, and we're also consistent in our ability to have a very small group of people move like an entire society of people. We are also very consistent in that. It's both those things at once. But anyway, so he's explaining to them, like, yeah, you can't just ask ChatGPT and then at the end of your source, you go ChatGPT. ChatGPT is not the source. It's an aggregator. And he's actually trying to explain this to his friends who are just like, no, it's a source. And they're like, no, there is a source. Where ChatGPT got it is a source. ChatGPT is just an aggregator. And like the fact that we are confused about that. And ChatGPT is like what? Like it got popular. Like we're not even a year and a half into its like full popularity. And already we're confused about what it actually is.
I have friends who are in education who are furious that their students keep using it and they think that they're stupid enough to not know the students are using it. He's like, it's like you're citing books that don't properly exist, and one student was like, no, I read a different version of your book. He goes, you read the version from 1925? And he goes, and let me tell you something, the 1925 version of the book references a character Louis who's not in future editions, but the character Louis is not used in the context that you cited because ChatGPT was wrong. Rewrite the freaking paper before I call your parents.
I mean, it's just a fact. And it's, again, we created this thing. Like, it's so important for us to realize that we are at a decision point, not at an inevitability.
Absolutely.
And we have to, but so much can make us feel like we're powerless. In fact, we are the only people who have the power, like truly. But it's hard because daily life, we talked about this before we got on, daily life can beat you down a lot and make you feel like you don't have the power to do anything. And it's important. That's why community is so important. And that's why, it's why I think we need to to come together. And it's why I love, that's how actually Virtuous Con got its name. It refers to a virtuous circle,
Yep.
which is, you know, people helping people. And that's certainly been my story as an artist. I can't imagine where I would be. Well, I wouldn't be anywhere without, without that. So,
Oh my! So it's really funny. Mr. Spock mentions Asimov's 3 laws of robotics. Every time I have an interaction with ChatGPT that goes this particular direction, I like, you know, the AI direction, I am like, oh my God, this is so gonna be Will Smith's iRobot on us. I was like, because ChatGPT is like, you guys are not following like very basic ideas to save yourselves. And if AI gets to full power, full sentience,
yep,
it's not going to turn us into freaking batteries. It's gonna be like, no,
you are the problem.
You know, like. Why are we so suspicious? Oh, you know what, John? You're part of my virtuous circle, and I love it, and I thank you.
No, it's just, it is. It's like it's like the Matrix. Like, we are the problem. You know what I mean?
No, we are. Yeah, we are. We are the problem, but we are also part of the solution.
We are. You know, that's the thing about a man-made problem. We usually solve it.
Yeah. John did send me this for Christmas. Ooh. It's the 3rd appearance of the Legion of Superheroes, and the first time that Supergirl meets the Legion is here. And we get 3 Legion first appearances: Chameleon Boy, Colossal Boy, and Invisible Girl. But side note, Hercules is displaced in time and appears here. And the following issue, we get Samson. And for those who've read All-Star Superman, this is where the Hercules-Samson Superman rivalry begins. For all that weirdness.
Oh wow!
So I just love bringing that up because it's a whole thing.
I love it. I love it.
But I appreciate you, John. I love you for helping me hit my comic book goals of this year.
I love it.
As I'm sitting here with my CGC box, trying to hold everything up. Oh my God, I love it so much. So. Okay, I guess we can wrap up here. Everyone, please, you know what? Let's try this one more time. Let's do one more giveaway.
Yeah.
For a duck, people. We're doing this for a duck. Come on.
I love this.
What am I? Who am I? There we go. All right. Hashtag Virtuous Con. There we go. That's it. This will get you a December duck for next week when I do my December giveaway, which will feature that lovely Transformers book that I was just holding up a while ago. There it is. It'll feature this and some other. It's issue 7. It's the Comic Corner Sketch Edition. So yay for Comic Corner. And like, so cool. I love the spot color. It's just great. There we go. Collecting light ducks for cliffcomics.
I love it.
It's so good. And so actually I should pull up my calendar because next week,
yes,
you know what? I'm trying to pull up my calendar on the computer. I'm like, why don't I just pull up my phone and just have, no, I can't pull up my phone because it's upstairs charging. Oh, sorry, I missed some details at work. Can you give some details about the con? Of course we can.
Yes.
Because the con is virtual.
Yes.
So February 21st and 22nd, you can get your tickets at tickettailor.com.
Yeah.
And of course, Christina Payne already put in the chat VirtuousCon's website where you can click there to get your tickets. VIP tickets are $75 plus the booking fee. And early birds till the end of the month are $30 plus 65 cents booking fee. And there you have it, everybody.
Yes.
You know, amazing. And so this is just, and again, fabulous, fabulous guests that are going to be there, and more, because you told me people are flooding in.
Yes, it's been wonderful. Like end of the year, it's like yay, people are saying yes. So we have even more coming, and we're really excited. But our big special guests are Anika Noni Rose, Disney legend, author, a Tony Award winning creator, David Walker, who is the Eisner Award winning creator of Bitterroot, and then we have Stephanie Williams, who is just killing the game right now with so many comics. But her latest, well, one of her latest is Root of Madness, which I'm just really excited about. But yeah, she's going to be there too. Yes, look at that. Is that not just so good? Just so good.
Amazing. Amazing.
Yeah.
Look, I was like, oh my God, these covers. Wow.
I know, right? Just yummy, yummy, yummy.
And of course, your work can be found on Amazon for anybody who's interested.
Yes, it can. I am an author, a sci-fi author, a fantasy and children's book author. So I do a little something too.
I love it. I love it. All right, I'm going to give you 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's run this for a duck.
Ooh.
Wellbore! You get a December duck. And I actually have to mail out. I got to mail out November stuff still, so God help me. So many things to say.
Sorry, I'm in the sun.
All right. Cerece, it was such a pleasure having you. I appreciate
Oh my gosh, thank you for having me.
I'm looking forward to the con. It was my pleasure to have you.
Oh.
Everyone in the chat, please go check out the con. It's all virtual. You can enjoy it from home.
Yes, from anywhere.
Also on the Virtuous Con website, you can look at past panels and check those out too.
Yes, you can. Yeah,
you've got it. So next week, Brad, we're gonna do that, and I believe, let's see what it got. Next week is the 27th. So I believe that we're going to be talking about the Zelda Awards next week. So I'm
amazing new venture with Carla.
Yes, so I'm super, super happy about that. Yeah. All right, everybody, remember, read your comics, and I love you. Until next time.
You guys.